ActionScript 3.0 for Flash CS5 and CS6. In today's lesson, we'll be learning how to create ActionScript in external files. Now, a lot of times when we have been doing our previous lessons, what we've been doing is that we've been putting our ActionScript in frames within Flash. But then again, if we want to go on further, a lot of developers, they create their ActionScript in files that contain the code separately from the Flash itself. Now, what are the benefits of this? It allows us to reuse code in other projects, as well as to organize the code according to its function or its purpose, or according to different categories of organization. For example, according to companies or according to its ability to manipulate movie clips or to do math functions. Okay, so let's just get right into our lesson now. Now, what we gotta do is learn about a little bit about object-oriented programming, in this sense that we create classes. Now, in programming, classes are a way of organizing your code so that it operates on things that create objects or instances. And each object or each class has methods and properties. Now, methods are things like which an object has. For example, if I consider an object that represents a man, now a man can walk, he can run, he can jump, he can sleep. These are things that he can do. Now, properties are aspects or attributes of an object. For example, in the case of a man, what is his age, or what is his name, or what is his social security number or NRIC number. These are properties. Okay, so let's just start our tutorial now. So we got to come into new document, and instead of choosing the normal ActionScript 3.0, we got to just choose ActionScript 3.0 class. Okay, and over here we just got to give it a class name. We got to call it ellipse. And we got to open up in Flash Professional. Okay, and it's got to say OK. And then we got to do a save as. And we're going to save it in our start folder of lesson 4. And we're going to call it ellipse.as. So notice it's given the name. So we've got save as. So there we have it. Now notice over here this line here that says package. Now package allows us to organize it according to its purpose, or in some ways the directory. For example, if I put com ITE here, so it says that it belongs to a folder called com, and inside the com directory there's a folder called ITE. Okay, so but in this case we are not going to put this over here. So this part over here defines the class. So this is a public class ellipse, and everything over here is class, and this is the first method, which is actually a special type of method called a constructor. Constructor is the thing that's first called when an instance is created. Okay, so let's go do this thing. We're going to do it first. The first thing we're going to do here is call this extends MovieClip. Okay, so notice now when we choose MovieClip, it actually imports Flash Display MovieClip. So it says that when we create this class that extends MovieClip, it takes on all the properties of MovieClip. For example, we can create a Honda which extends a car. So ellipse is everything that the MovieClip is and more. And notice it automatically imports this line here, import Flash Display MovieClip, because whenever we want to use another class, it needs to read in all the properties and methods of that class itself. So there's this line that's automatically added into the class. Okay. Now there's one more thing that you may not have seen before, which is this thing called public. Now public is the access modifier. Now there are three types of access modifiers. There's public, protected, and internal in ActionScript. Private means that if you want to access if it says private, for example, private means that it can only be accessed within the class itself. If we say protected, it can only be accessed by classes that extend this class, descendants of this class. And if we say internal, it means that it is available to other classes within the same package. Okay, so let's leave it back as public. Okay, so let's just modify our function here. So instead of saying that, so we just got to put here, and we got to add in parameters. So W number, and we got to say 40. Sorry, there's a comma there. H number, and we got to say 40 as well, comma, color, number, and we got, and all these are what we mean when we put an equal sign and a number after that is that these are the default values. So that if we do not supply the values in the constructor, these are the automatic values that are given to it. Okay, so this guy's got to type this in here. Graphics begin fill. And notice I'm just going to put here color. Draw ellipse. WH. So I'm going to draw ellipse at 0 coordinates, x0, x and 0, y coordinates with a width of W and a width and a height of H. And we got to end our drawing here. So end fill. Oops. Okay, so that's it. So what it does is we could say, okay, we got to start drawing here. We got to draw with this fill here. Okay, and what we got to draw is an ellipse. So add these coordinates with this width and this height, and this method here says, okay, let's stop drawing here, and that's it. So let's just save it. Okay, so we got to test our work here. So let's save it, and then we got to open up our file, which is this one. Okay, so this is our file. We've got to save as. We don't need save as. Okay, just we'll leave it as this. Okay, okay, we'll put as save as. Okay, so 0 to. I always like putting it as working copy so I can always save the original file. Save. And we're going to go to a timeline and go choose the first frame here, and we're going to open up our actions, and we're going to just come up here and say var ellipse. We're going to create a variable ellipse, okay, equals to new ellipse. Okay. Okay. Now the next line here is that, okay, we've created the ellipse, but the thing is that even though it's been created, it's not part of our stage yet. It belongs to our display list. So just because we created but we haven't, doesn't mean it's visible yet. So the next line that we have to do is this thing called add child ellipse that says, okay, we need to put this into our stage, so let's add it as a child of our stage here. So notice over here this new keyword, this is the special keyword in ActionScript that says we want to create a new ellipse. Okay, so let's just close this, and we got just go run it. And notice there we've done, so it's created this ellipse here. Now it's a circle, but a circle is always a subset of ellipse for those who understand mathematics. Okay, so we've done that. Okay, so now we got to do something more interesting. We got to allow us to create code that follows our mouse. So notice if I do this and I move our mouse here and I click, nothing happens. So what we got to do here is come over here. And we got to just delete. And we got to just cut it away. And we got to just do this. We got to put stage dot add event listener mouse event dot mouse move And we've got to call this, call a method called make shapes. And we've got to create our function here, function make shapes. Okay, and the return type is void. And over here, we're just going to paste back our code here. Okay, so that's our code here, but let's try it again. Let's see what happens here. Oh, okay, once you move our mouse, the circle appeared, but the thing is, when we keep on moving it, we don't see anything else happen. But what is actually happening is that there are more shapes being added, but it's being drawn at the same position of the origin of what we specified in the code, which is 0, 0. So let's just modify our code again. So let's go back here. So what we got to do is got to change the position of this ellipse. So you got to say ellipse x equals to mouse x and ellipse dot y equals to mouse y. Okay, so mouse x and mouse y are unique global variables that tell us the location of where our mouse is. So let's sit and we just gotta test it out again. And notice wherever we draw it, it follows our mouse. Okay, so that's fantastic. So, okay, so right now we're just creating red ellipses. So let's just make sure that we change it. So let's modify the parameters so we remember our original one. So let's just putting ellipse, we got to just call it 10, 10, okay, and we got to change the color 0x00. Remember this red, G, which is green, and this blue 0. So means width of 10, height of 10, and color of 0 red, maximum green, and 0 blue. So let's try again. And notice we're drawing smaller shapes and it's a different color. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is that we want to turn make shapes on and off. You know, depending. Sometimes we don't want to draw it, so we got to add another event listener. Okay, that listens for a command, a key press, so that it will listen to this, to the mouse move, or not listen to the mouse move. Okay, remove it. Okay, make shapes. You won't call make shapes when the mouse moves. Okay, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna come over here and we're gonna add in an event listener here. Okay, so we're gonna come here and say stage.add event listener mouse event. Okay, and mouse down, and we got put here start drawing. We got start, and we got add another one, add event listener mouse up and stop drawing. Okay, so obviously since we've created two methods here, we gotta create another two methods over here. Okay, so let's just create the methods. Start drawing, void, and we gotta put another method here, stop drawing. Okay. Okay, so now that we've had that, okay, we gotta come over here, gotta cut this away, and we got to put it inside here, so that when it starts drawing, then only would make shapes be called for every mouse move. And we got to come over here, and we got to just put another one here that's basically the opposite, which is remove event listener. Okay, I'm just going to show you how another easier way to show this. Okay, I'm just going to come here, copy this one, paste this one. So instead of putting here add, we just say remove. And that's it. So one is add, one is remove. Okay, so let's just test. Okay, so I'm clicking the mouse key. And now I click again, let go of my mouse, it doesn't move, click down, let go, click down, click down, click down, click down. So you can see it does it this way. Okay, so amazing. So now we can, so only when we when we mouse down and mouse up, do we actually draw. So let's go on to the next part here, which is to randomize the color of the ellipses. Now, in ActionScript, like a lot of other languages, it comes with a built-in library of functions. And one of that is the math class, and it provides a function that creates random numbers. Now, there's this thing called math.random, and math.random, okay, will give us a number that is between 0 to 1. So if we want a number that is a floating point number between 0 to 1, so if we want a number that's up to 50, 0 to 50, so we just multiply it, like for example, times 50, for example. Okay, so we just find the maximum number. So if we want, so if the maximum number will be FFFF, so type 0x Now, if you don't understand what's the notation of 0x, what this means is that 0x denotes a hexadecimal number. Now, a hexadecimal number means, now in our normal counting system, we count to 10 because, well, humans are born with 10 fingers and 10 toes. And okay, let's save this one. Okay, so 10 fingers and 10 toes. So the way we count is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then the next number becomes 1, 0, which is 10. Now, computers, because they are binary, and they think in zeros and ones, so there's only 0 and 1. But 0 and 1 makes for really, well, very long numbers. So instead of a binary, we use this thing called hexadecimal, which is 0 to 15. So it goes from 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10 is A, 11 is B, C is 12, D is 13, E is 14, and F is 15. Okay. Okay, so what we gotta do is we gotta come over here and create a function. So we gotta just take this function here. Okay, got cut it. Okay, and in the start drawing method, we guys got to come here and got type over here math.random. Okay, and this one will be assigned to a variable. So over here, we just got to create a variable. Oops. So over here, we got to type a variable here. So we got to say var color number. And we're going to say color, and this number is going to be stored in here. So over here, we got to change this to color. So that means when we start drawing, okay, we got to put this over here and add event listener, and we got to set color to this random number. And when we start drawing, this color will be one used. Okay, so let's just save, and we got to test it out. So that's pink. One more time. Click, click, click. So these are just random numbers. So it's all random colors in our spectrum. Okay. So this is the completed code over here. So just look. So as we see here, so it says, okay, these are things here. Start drawing, stop drawing, color number, start drawing, stop drawing, make shapes. And that's it. So, some suggestions for you. Okay, so now Okay, so what you can do is that you can choose to paint rectangles instead of ellipses. Create buttons that switch between painting ellipses and painting rectangles. Create buttons that let users set the size of the shapes they paint. And create buttons that let users choose the color that they paint. So you can pause the video here and try doing it yourself. And I'm actually going to show you what is in the addendum. So if you actually go to, I'll find it here. Okay, let's just go to our ActionScript here. Now notice this is what we've been working on. This is a completed one. Now notice the addendum and you click on this file over here. Okay, there's this addendum here. So I'll let you go through this yourself. If not, I will be actually doing this. So pause, try to do it yourself. If not, you can just continue in this video. Okay. So we're now going to go into our addendum here, which is how to create rectangles instead of just ellipses. Okay, so now we've got this. So this has been done. Okay, so now we've got to do a save as, and we've got to call it instead rect. Okay, and we're just going to change the name because this file is all about rectangles. Okay, so now we've got this rect, and the next thing is we got to change this one from drawing ellipse. We got to draw a rectangle. So everything is changed to rectangle. So it says begin to fill, but instead of drawing a ellipse, we got to draw a rectangle. Okay, now how do we allow it to switch to actually read to change into rectangle? So I'm going to just save as, save. Okay, so I'm going to open up another file from the addendum, which is this file over here. Okay, so this one is complete with the keys here. I'm just going to open this one up. Okay, so if you notice the code, okay, notice there's another extra code here. It says mouse up, mouse down. So it's actually almost the same, but instead of doing that, it actually adds a key code handler that says look for this key E or key R. Okay, and let's run this. So this is our code here. So we got to press R, and notice it draws rectangles, and E is ellipses, and it draws ellipses. R, rectangles. So let's look at our actions again. So notice over here there's some lines here. It says it looks for the keyboard handler, and over here it says that okay, if we press E, the shape type will be ellipse, else the shape type is rectangle. And when we start drawing, okay, so under make shape, if the shape type is ellipse or the shape type is rectangle, then we call the different shapes, and that's it. So thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next lesson.